yes, your no means no. And again, this is non-stop November, but fun. We're working from the inside out rather than focusing on the outside and trying to work our way in. This is a time where you have your big dream, your big goal that you're working towards, and you're shifting internally. And a little secret for that is find what feeling you want to feel. Please take your time to see, oh, if this dream comes to be, what would it feel like? And if you can capture that feeling, you can start to feel that now while the universe bridges the gap between you and your goal. That way, it's not about all of these obstacles. It's not about all of the tough stuff. Instead, it's about focusing on what does work, what you can control, and ultimately finding peace, calm, and clarity. So if you are new to the practice, welcome, 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 babies. This is your nightly self-care routine for all my babies who are returning. Mama loves you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is where you can do whatever you need to do in your self-care journey. Just taking these moments for yourself, feeding yourself, growing those gifts, healing, working through whatever you need to work through, and just be loving and sweet towards yourself. Really bringing that gift that you have in your heart and sharing it with humanity. And that gift is dreams and goals and aspirations, bringing it out into life. And if you fall asleep, you fall asleep. That's cool too. So take a deep breath in and out and relax in this moment. Just hold this energy. Connecting with yourself and connecting with the collective. We are all here for the highest vibrational good in order to share our gifts. And everybody gets nervous from time to time, wondering, are they good enough? Or will it actually happen? But instead of focusing on those things, focus on how powerful it is that you have such a strong intention for your dream, your goal, and someone else does too. And as a collective, it amplifies your ability to get to where you want to go. And what that actually feels like is it just feels easier, you know? You might know here's the path, but you might feel confused. But the more clear the answer becomes, the more you just are like, okay, I'll just follow that. No need to push back, no need to get lost in confusion. I know exactly what I want and where I'm going, and surrendering to that. So I'm going to get some cinnamon to clear out the space. And just relax in this moment, surrendering to yourself and going on a very deep, deep journey with yourself, taking your time with this mission. And this, of course, is cinnamon. We love our cinnamon here. Take your time with yourself. Go on that journey with yourself. Be at peace with yourself. Only you truly have the power to make your dreams come true or to stop you right in your track. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Breathing in the cinnamon, allowing it to ground you. Cinnamon has grounding properties to it. And bring you back into the reality that what you want, even if it takes time to get their delayed gratification, is worth it. It's worth it because it is the gift that you incarnated into this experience to share with others. And your soul smiles when you feed something or tells you this or tells you that, it doesn't mean you have to take it on the chin and just walk away. Stand up for yourself. One thing that is really important is when a situation tries to intimidate you, just know that the quicker you stand up, the quicker it's resolved. The longer it takes, the longer it's resolved. So many people are looking to control outside of themselves rather than inside of themselves. So the quicker that you show someone you are in control on the inside, the less likely they are to try to hold on and grip you on the outside. Unfortunately, there are other people who are much more accessible for them, but it shouldn't be you. So when you want to say no, say no. Say no, I will not, I won't, I can't. And when you want to say yes with all your heart. Yes, I'll do it. It doesn't matter how big it looks. I will figure it out. And connect with this energy. Remember that your dreams and your goals are those gifts that you brought with you into this experience. In order to see those gifts come into the physical, you have to change. You have to evolve. You have to grow. You have to adapt to the life that you want, rather than trying to make what you want adapt to where you are now. This place is done. It's time for you to move forward in the next chapter of your life. You've been feeling it. You've been wanting it. But now you're ready for it. And it will take time. There's no instant gratification here. It's going to take time. But learn how to build something. Even though the results don't come instantly. Learn how to go after what you want. Even though it takes time. Learn how just the joy of your own heart is enough to see you through. For a long time, these principles that I'm talking about, that I'm always giving you the tea, sweetness, are things that as I move forward in my journey as an individual and as a healer, I start to understand on an energetic level. But before, even though I felt them, I just couldn't explain them. And one of those things would be when you surrender to the universe and you just go after your dreams with a smile and you enjoy everything you love about it, everything just always falls into place. But if you don't know what's happening energetically, that takes a lot of faith, which is always a good practice. But I like to make it easy on you, so I'll explain to you energetically what's going on. Energetically, you're focusing on the internal rather than the external. And the quickest way to get to a goal, to accomplish something, or to manifest something would be to focus on the internal rather than the external. It's important to know what you want and where you want to go, but if you want to be in love, you can say, okay, I want a person who's like this, and that, right? But also at the same time, if you want that exact person, it takes time for the universe to bring that exact person to you. But instead, if you focus on the way the person makes you feel, okay? Because you're assuming that these characteristics or these traits will make you feel this way. Just focus on how you feel. That person will come to you quicker. Same thing with work. You know, want a job that's like X, Y, and Z because that's what you think that will make you feel good or feel balanced or feel important. But instead, scratch that. Simply say, I want work that makes me feel this way, feel secure, feel important, feel valuable, and that will come to you. Now you might be tempted to want to micromanage. Oh, what if they send me something that's too little? The universe never sends you something little. The universe sends you what you want or better. So you're the only person who can make what you receive little by just putting it in a box. If you allow the universe to do peaceful. And that may impact you. So sometimes when you need to be around your own energy, or energy you know for certain will feed this transformation and this change. Some people are so afraid of change that they just start acting crazy and self-sabotaging. But if you embrace change, you can then use this energy in order to form whatever you want. Just like sometimes we focus on structure, or we focus on patience, or we focus on comfort or enjoyment. Everything has its purpose at different times. And this is all about the change. So don't be afraid to be in your own energy, to say no, even if you love the people, even if you think they're great. Don't be afraid to say no, or to narrow those times with people in order to keep yourself up, or keep your energy wherever you need that energy to be. It's okay, you can be a great friend, but here's the thing: when you have conversations with people, you shouldn't have to bring your energy down to talk to them. Allow them to bring their energy up to talk to you. You're not being compassionate by bringing your energy down. You're being compassionate by requiring them to bring their energy up. And it's okay, they'll find other people to talk to and dish to on that energetic level, but they know to come to you when that energy is up. And they want that. They want to come to you when the energy's up. They're like, let me go deal with my stuff over here real quick, and I'll be right back. I'll be right back. So balance it here. Smoothing and working through that energy. Surrendering to the beauty that is you. The life that is you. The balance that is you. The peace that is you. The persistence that is you. The change that is you. All of that which is you. And you are allowed to say no whenever you want to. And you're allowed to say yes whenever you want to. All of the above. All of the above. But what you want in your heart, this dream, this goal, this gift, is a requirement for your soul to live out. Breathe into this. Don't be afraid. Accept the challenge. Accept the challenge with a smile, honestly. Because how lucky are you that you actually know what you want? Tons of people don't know what they want. But how lucky are you that you know what you want? And if it's a big one, a big goal, be even more grateful. I'm so happy that I am able to live out this life and watch myself transform to the highest potential. You feel me? No need to take baby steps here. Trust that if you follow the internal, making sure that it's balanced and right, you will always find your light. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, family, I hope you enjoyed this session. I definitely have. I'm so excited about Nonstop November, but fun. I've been reading your comments and they're just very beautiful. And I'm excited to further explain what goes on energetically. A lot of the things that we do in this community, we move from an energetic state. So you may see people say, this is how you manifest, this is how you shadow work and things like that. And we have that here. But I always want to teach you what's going on underneath the surface. You should never just be doing things to do them. Understand energetically what's going on underneath the surface, because you might realize, actually, I like this approach better than that approach. And you should have the freedom and all the information you need to get to where you need to go. And I lost yourself again. So, if you're new to the community, welcome, 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 babies. This is your nightly self-care routine. A place where you can just take care of yourself. Relax. Crack open a good book, fall asleep, or do whatever you need to do during this time to take care of yourself. And if you're new to the community, welcome, welcome, babies. And if you're returning, welcome, welcome back. Mama loves you. Let's go ahead and get started. So we start our session off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer. It's a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, to have your permission to say a prayer. Okay. Okay. May I touch you? Okay. Let's go ahead. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Dear universe and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Ooh. Inhale, exhale. Let's get into it. So, I'm just going to pull away any anxiety, any doubt, anything within you that makes you feel like you are not deserving of living the life you want, of having what you want, or honestly, I think this is where most of us are at, just being able to be in a space of peace. So just pulling that out and removing that. Pulling that, pulling that, pulling that, pulling that, pulling that, pulling that. So babies, how are you? How you been? What you been up to? Okay. Let's pull this. And let's just remove this. Every day is a new reason to discover why it is so important for you to share your gifts and to just live, to be awake in yourself, in your own experience. We're all living a different experience, and all of these experiences matter. So it's time to embrace your experience as you would like to see it and enjoy the fruits of that awareness. So removing anything that makes you feel like you gotta conform to some invisible standard. Baby, we don't even know what the standard is. The rules keep on changing. They change from minute to minute, year to year. Don't worry about that. Now also, you need to understand what kind of healer I am. I am starts from the self. Self-love is the most important. Now, if it has to do with your money, your mindset, your business, career or purpose, things like that, that has everything to do with healing your mind, okay? And healing your belief systems, having you understand and opening up your perspective to know, hey, there is this unlimited path in front of you, and you can do anything, but you can't do everything. And so don't get caught up with having to be all here and there, making other people happy, trying to make yourself happy, feel like you don't know who you are. We just narrow it in here. Narrow it all the way in here, okay? Just narrow it in. You recognize or you identify what is important to you, and you make peace with the fact that that's what you like. Because that's most of the problem. Most people know what they like. They just struggle with making peace because they want people outside of them to accept them. They want this sense of certainty, but everyone just wants to belong. They want to feel a part of community. But you can find community in all kinds of places. Just know that, babies. Just know that. And last but certainly not least, on your spiritual, your energetic, your existential path, what are we doing here? Well, it aligns your soul. You work through different things. You work through all of this stuff, whether it is this lifetime or lifetimes before, or honestly, it doesn't really matter what I am saying in the way that I'm communicating my understanding of the universe. You get to decide what your understanding of the universe is. That's why in our opening prayer, I make it a point to say religions, traditions, spiritual paths, because you don't have to look at everything, the universe, the unknown, the divine, and the way that I do for us to be able to be in a collective, in a community, and support each other. So I just want to empower you to connect into your understanding, to make that decision, make changes, make advancements. And the more you get strength there, the more things just become simpler and easier, and you have more trust. And that goes ultimately to self-trust, trusting yourself. So that is how this can help. So as we have been speaking, I've been working on your energy, and you have been working on your energy, and all that is in this moment and that will ever be in this moment with you and I, and all this lovely energy around us is here for your highest vibrational good. It's here for you. It's here for you. It's here for me. It's here for we. It's here for us. It's here for you. So you're never alone. You don't have to have all the answers to be on the right path. Mistakes are allowed and encouraged. You learn more from mistakes than getting it right. And you have to take responsibility for healing yourself on multiple levels. The mind, the emotions, the physical body, the mental, the belief, all of these things, the relationships you have with other people. It's a lot of work. It really is. But it is one of the best things you can do for yourself. I am a living testament. And most of that work I did on my own. Learning a little bit from here and a little bit from there. That's why I try to consolidate and just kind of give you all the things I've learned over time. And with all of this and all of my journeying and continuing to journey, because sis loves the journey, I will say this. It's gonna be okay, and you can trust yourself. You don't have to know the answers. You don't have to be whole. You don't even have to be happy to make that next step to get you on the path to where you want to go, to where you feel more whole, okay? The prerequisite is not everything has to feel good to make a decision that you want to be where you need to go. If you're on that path, the solutions you need will appear. But most important is to trust yourself. You inside of you. Trust yourself. The answers are always there. And the cool thing about it is it's going to take you all over, as my mom would say, all over the mulberry bush. You're going to go over here, going to go over there. It don't seem like it makes sense until you get to a certain point and you look back like, oh, all of this was interconnected, perfectly designed for you. There is no linear roadmap. It looked like this. But that helps. Every little thing, every little interaction is healing as well. It's a part of it. It's a part of the purpose. It is a part of why we are here. So I believe, you don't have to believe this. That's your business. This is what I believe. I believe that we are this soul, this physical soul that incarnates into this body. I believe that this soul is infinite. And what's out there, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard enough to even feel like I can understand this part, right? I just feel like so small into the complexity of the universe. I don't think I'll ever be smart enough to know. But we are this soul that incarnates into this physical body, and perhaps we come back in different lifetimes and all of this. Now, everyone has their own interpretation of what this is and why we're here and what this experience is, and that is good because you get to define why it is important for you to live and to enjoy and to learn and all of that kind of stuff. That's really important. You got to make that decision on your own. And the cool thing about it is, as a species, because y'all know I love to get into us as a species. I go down rabbit holes of nutrition and evolution all the time. As a species, we're so interesting because across all of these different cultures all around the world, we explain the divine in different ways, but there are these overlapping concepts that can be found in different places. And that makes sense because when these different cultures interact with each other, there's also a merging of understanding too. And even when cultures are really remote, have no interactions, there's still this overlapping understanding because we as the same species are kind of encountering similar, like, what's out there? What is the meaning of this all? And we're kind of coming to our understanding in a similar way. So I say all that to say, you can't get it wrong. Even if it's different, you can't get it wrong. It's gonna be okay. You can trust yourself because you cannot get it wrong. You can't. You can't. If you're working towards your wholeness, you can't get it wrong. If you believe that there is something greater for you than this one moment, you can't get it wrong. Again, there will be challenges. It will be tough at times, but you can't get it wrong. Just keep going. Just take some more steps. Sometimes the fear is bigger than the actual problem. Sometimes the fear is bigger than the actual thing. And our minds are so strong that we can create the reality. That's what it's all about with this co-creation stuff. We create the reality and we materialize it, but it starts up here first and then it's physical. So if we're that strong, unconsciously, if we're in a fear state, no matter how we got there, if we're in a confusion state, no matter how we got there, we can still materialize it and attract that. So just know that it doesn't matter where you're at now. Even if just going to swipe away, release, let go, release, let go, release, let go. Take whatever area of your life that is and release and let go. You are no longer bothered by whatever that is. You space where you just come, be yourself, chill, relax, you take care of yourself, you carve out that time in your day to show up for yourself and to work on yourself. So for all of my new babies, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for all of my returning babies, welcome back. Mama loves you. How are you, sweetness? How have you been? How has things been going? Okay, let's go ahead and get started. As you know, we start this session off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer. It is a prayer to root us down in our individual healing experience and to bring us together as a community, as a collective. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? May I touch you? Okay. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe on your own. Dear universe and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please allow us to let go of what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay, it's going to be okay. And I think that you just needed to know that. So I'm just going to go through here and just work on your energy just to calm you down. And then we'll get into removing any of that stuff, but just, it's going to be okay. Understand that there's so many things that are happening at the same time. So many things that make us feel nervous or afraid, confused or exhausted, but it's going to be okay. And the reason why it's going to be okay is because it's always eventually been okay. You know, I spend a lot of time trying to redefine how we define reality, which is this idea that everything needs to be perfect or normal, normal, in order for it to be valuable. But understanding that whatever experience you're having now is normal. Whatever experience that you're having is an experience worth remembering and talking about. And it comes in different colors. It comes in different feelings. And it comes in different understandings. And we have to acknowledge every little bit and piece of that. So it's going to be okay. I don't want you to overthink things. I don't want you to overstress things. Just know that everything is going to be okay. It's not your responsibility to have the world on your back. The only responsibility you have is to do what you can and to do it well. Do it consistently, even when others, may have something to say. That is the only thing you can truly do. That is how you honor the purpose of why you incarnated into this experience. So I'm just gonna say it's going to be okay for a couple of minutes, because I just want you to have this moment to know it is going to be okay. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. It's going to be okay. 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 journey encompassed the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe. 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 Okay. So, I'm gonna get some cinnamon and gonna do some cleansing. I kind of want to do like a little cinnamon bowl and just light it up, but this does well too. So we have our cinnamon, and we'll just let it be. Okay. Come on, cinnamon. Come on. Come on, baby. I'm gonna have to light it down here. Sorry, y'all. Come on. Come on, cinnamon. Okay. So I'm just gonna put this all over your energy as a gesture of balancing, and just allow it to flow all over you. Why is this important? Because you want to get into a state where you're very rested, very at peace, where you feel safe, where you trust yourself. You get where this is going, where you feel safe and you trust yourself. You're well rested and all of that, because in order for you to manifest into your life, in order for you to heal, because healing is manifestation too. It's an attracting and an abundance feeling, and it's a bit of that shadow work you're cleansing out too. In order to attract this new life, new state of being. You know, sometimes I call it the next iteration of you. It takes being in the right energy. You cannot attract the life that you want remaining in the same energetic system you're in now. If you want to get over here, you can't stay over here. If you don't want to get over here, you can't stay over here. And that makes sense. You ever meet somebody who's really dedicated to something they're doing, and you realize, like, yes, this person is talented, but they're dedicated, and that's probably what's leading to their success. But have you been around people who wanted to do stuff, but they were not dedicated to what they said they wanted to do? What happens? Even if they have a natural talent, they probably don't get that far. So if you want to get over here, it requires changing from that energy to this energy. And so cinnamon does that. Oh, my favorite herb, cinnamon, echinacea. I'm getting down with ginger. Oh, ginger is really bad right now because I'm going through all of these journal articles on the medicinal properties of ginger. A1Day1, hello. Look it up. I be tearing up Google Scholar. And as a healer, it's just important to get information from, reputable sources. And it's so funny being in this esoteric space. I find that I get a lot of my information from scholarly articles. I'm just like, okay, this makes sense. This makes sense, okay? Because I'm a numbers person. I'm like, okay, run the numbers back. So inhale and exhale. Okay. So lifting and releasing any type of just heaviness. So I'm just going to, and that heaviness can be a stress, no more taking on other people's baggage and burdens and things like that. Because, they say it all the time. There is a thin line between love and hate. So a lot of times we get into these different dynamics with people, and because we love them, we will entertain environments and habits and mindsets that aren't for our best. And we think because we love somebody, we should stay there. Friends, family, people around you, being a part of communities and groups. Remember, I used to talk to y'all all the time about like culty feelings and guru type things. That's why I tell y'all all the time, y'all gotta figure out what y'all want, okay? Because I'm trying to figure out me each and every day. But with all of that, looking for power outside of ourselves, we forget that there's all this power inside of us. So the most important thing is you take control and power and make the decision. I don't want this anymore, and I don't need anybody's permission. I don't need to, help somebody transition into understanding what I need to do. That don't got nothing to do with them, okay? And that don't have nothing to do with you. Just let it go. Sometimes you can walk away from things when they're not that bad. If you've dealt with trauma, if you've dealt with hurt, if you've dealt with pain, then you might have a high threshold for bullshit. if you have that high threshold, you might see somebody in your elevated state of mind and feel like, okay, this is not what I want anymore. But maybe they're not as bad as things that you've experienced in the past, so you might deal with it a little bit more. And nope, let it go. Just because you had to deal with that past then doesn't mean you have to deal with that now. See, baby, happiness is within reach. It ain't even a big thing you gotta do. You just gotta start saying no to stuff. No, 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 no. Practice the no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. And just release that. And practice saying yes to where you want to be. Because sometimes people will take a good situation, they're afraid of having to go into something new, and they want to spin it and make it negative. Oh, I'm too afraid of that. So I'm going to try to come up with all of these negative things because it requires me to grow. No, you say yes to that. Say yes to the stuff you want to do. Say no to the stuff that you want to walk away from. And I think an easy way to understand a little bit more about this, if you're struggling, is to look at your natal chart and look at your south node and your north node. Your south node is that area in your natal chart that you came into this life and you had all of this experience, but it also is your undoing. It's like your vice, it's your drug, it's your addiction. So you can get a lot of fulfillment from it right now in the moment, but it probably leads to codependency, or it probably leads to some type of energy that you don't need because you're done learning that lesson. But your north node is things, it's your karmic destiny. It's where you need to go. And you probably are like, I don't know how to get there. And sometimes when you don't know how to get where you need to go, it can be easy to shrink back and come over here where you shouldn't be anymore. But it's okay. Trust in the universe. Trust in whatever it is that you are out here believing in the divine, in whatever this is out here. Trust it, because that is where you need to go. That is where you need to go. That's the new skills. You want the happiness. That's the skills that you have to develop in that direction. That's where the happiness comes from. That direction. Faith, trust, patience, persistence, understanding, and changing the mind. The mindset has to shift. Your greatest potential probably comes with a whole new experience in life. You're probably not going to be the same mindset going to your greatest potential. You got to change, you got to evolve, and you got to grow. That's a part of it. And you got to let some people go and make peace with that. And baby, sometimes that's family. Bye. Two-step on out of here. You don't got to worry about it. If they're meant to be in your life, they'll meet you back at a certain time. But all you can do is encourage positive, peaceful, healthy forms of mental and emotional well-being. And sometimes in your healing journey, that you got to do it separated. And yes, you may love people, but but you gotta take care of your physical body. This physical body, we only have one of them, okay? In this iteration at least. So we only have one of these physical bodies. So you gotta take care of it. You take care of it by what you feed it. You take care of it by the activity. So moving your body, making sure it's getting movement, because that movement helps you regulate the systems within yourself. You take care of it by your relationships with other people, your interactions, your interpersonal relationships with others. Why? Because that can be a source of pain and hurt and eventually dis-ease. Also, mindset. You take care of your body by having the right mindset, a growth mindset. You take care of the body on the spiritual level from your belief system. What do you believe? What do you trust in? Don't worry about what everybody else is telling you you need to believe in. What do you choose to believe in? What do you choose to connect with? What opens up your heart and brings light all into your life? All of that, I'm going to guarantee that there probably has not been a roadmap or a life path that has ever done it the way you're supposed to do it. So do not wait to find some person who can already demonstrate to you everything that you want. No, you gotta be your unique self. You gotta step out there and be out there in front of other people and be yourself. There might be a lot of different communities, and maybe it doesn't feel like they all go together. It doesn't matter. As long as you're feeding your soul and your energy, that is what the happiness is. Giving yourself permission to be yourself. A lot of times people just want to be accepted. That is completely understandable. You know, we're not in this vacuum. But it matters who you want to be accepted by. You should not and no longer have to tolerate being accepted by those that are no longer vibrating at your energetic path. Because if you let those people go, I guarantee you more people will flow into your life at a higher vibrational rate where you're going. But you have to have faith. You have to be able to leap onto that side and believe that you pursuing whatever you want to pursue, or you choosing to be happy, or you choosing to prioritize your health or your goals is the best for you, regardless of anybody else. You got to take that guilt away. I will tell you one of the hardest things for me to get over when going towards my happiness was I had an immense amount of survivor's guilt, survivor's remorse, you know. When you're a first generation college student, when you have a parent who immigrated to the US, when you have all of these things that other you, you know, and you get surrounded by people who have just had a tough time trying to make their way, whether it is systemic, whether it is addiction, whether it's all these things, and a lot of times they're very much intersectional within themselves. When you figure out how to get beyond, it can feel bad. It can feel like I'm these people, I want them to come with me. But what I realized was, you cannot make anyone come with you. It's going to create resentment. All you can do is be an example. If you want to be happy and you know what your happiness is, you know what brings a smile to your face, you know what puts energy into your soul and your system, do it. Some people will hate because they have blocked their own happiness. Some people will be happy for you and they'll make changes in their own life. And some people will be happy for you, but they themselves cannot move right now. And you have to be okay with making peace with the fact that your happiness does not have to be codependent on other people's happiness or other people's sorrow. Okay? It's okay. Sometimes people have these like unrealistic fears of like, oh, you know, whenever something good happens to me, then, you know, somebody I love is hurt. Okay? Well, that actually might be the reality. You know, you might be in an environment where whenever someone does well, other people don't know how to be happy for them truly from the core. So it hurts them because they want everyone to stay at the same level. Well, now you gotta change your reality. Can you really survive forever like that? No. uncomfortable, the longer that you prolong your happiness. All you can do is work on yourself and inspire them to work on themselves by you taking the actions. You know, them actions. Stronger than words, baby. Stronger than words. So, clearing this through. And breathe. 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 Take up space. Take up air. Okay? Take up air. You need all of this air in order to fuel your body to go after what you want. And there's a little cheat code here. You do not have to tell everybody what you're doing while you're working on something, because sometimes you might be vulnerable. You might be feeling like, oh, I'm inspired now, and I'm going to tell everybody what I want to do, and they come crashing down because their mindset is still where it's at. No, baby. You go, you put the work, and you start making progress, and then you tell somebody. Because I learned this firsthand. When I told people after I had accomplished it, I would tell them, like, this is what I'm doing. They'd be like, oh, I don't know if that's a good idea. And I'd be like, oh, can you really do that? I'd be like, I already did it. And then I can see instantly their brain will change. Oh, okay. So that's how you was going to interact with me before. Okay. That lets me know you get to find out afterwards. Because I cannot be distracted. Your energy has to be free flowing and going. You cannot be distracted. And people, situations, and circumstances can be distractions. Working environments, loves, families, friendships, community, and things like that. Obligations that you have no business feeling like you should be obligated to. It's time for you to live, and it's time for you to move forward. And this happiness doesn't mean that there aren't challenges. Challenges are typically good. They actually give us an opportunity to like reevaluate. Okay, you know what? I could do a little bit better here. So that's fine. But the happier you are, the more you see the challenge as something that is fortifying rather than something that is toxic or traumatic. It is the mindset. So pushing the energy forward, pushing it, or pulling it forward. Let's get you to where you need to be. Okay, so take a deep breath in, exhale, release, let it go. Just let it go. How do you feel? How was it? How was your energy level? Okay. Chef's kiss. That's fantastic. You got this. No matter where you're at right now in your life, no matter if you're just starting from day one or it's the mini day ones, we all start over again, baby. I can start over like 15 times in the same month. Who gonna tell me I can't? No way. Whether it is your 5th, 6th, or 15th attempt at day one, welcome. Then you get to day 2, and then you get to day 3. But it's gonna be okay. The happiness you want, you deserve it, is right in your hands, and you can control it. But you gotta strengthen those boundaries. And you have to heal yourself. You trust yourself. You have this unconditional love and partnership with the universe, or whatever it is that you connect to. That's your business. I don't really care. And you go forward and you do what you have come into this life to do. And you know what that is. So go and do it. Well, babies, I enjoyed our time here. So if no one has said it, let me go ahead and say it. I love you, but who cares that I love you? The only thing that matters is that you love you. So learn to love yourself a little bit more each and every day. Surrounded by those who want to see you blossom into a bloom. Blossom into a bloom. I am Jessica. Sup? I'm a Reiki master teacher and intuitive. And today we have a special healing session. It's okay to feel safe, okay? So if you're new to this community, welcome, babies. This is your nightly self-care routine, a place where you take care of yourself. You show up, you do what you need to do, you do the work, you balance, amplify your life, rinse and repeat, and go to the different levels. So if you're new to the community, welcome, welcome, babies. And if you're returning, welcome, welcome back. Mama loves you, so let's go ahead and get started. So if you're new here, we start the session off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer. It is just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and to bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, to have your permission to say a prayer. May I touch you? Inhale, exhale. Okay, you ready? Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, 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 okay? Okay. So breathe through this. Breathe through this. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Let it go. Feeling safe and being safe, it's 2 different things. And I think the most important thing is to feel safe. Because sometimes we can go through a lifetime of trauma, be in a better place, but cannot appreciate it because we're so used to feeling unsafe or anxious or in a constant state of fight or flight. So it's okay. It's okay to feel safe. All that you've grown in your life, all the work you've done to cleanse and to work and to get yourself to be the person that you are today. It's amazing. That also means there are some qualities and some traits that were helpful for you that you have to make peace with and let go now. Traits that cannot come with you into this next iteration of yourself. And that's the fear-based motivation. That's anxiety, the anxiousness being used to motivate you to get to the next level. And that's just the constant thinking of thoughts as well that are not necessarily helpful. And overall, just having a pessimistic outlook at life. I can completely understand that life can create that outlook. But if you've been able to change your circumstances, if there have been many people, opportunities, situations that helped you to become rebirthed into life, then that means there's an opportunity to change the mind as well. So just changing the mind here, going through this, going through this, going through this, going through this. You went through it, but you don't have to keep going through it. And there's been this, what I want to describe, energetic cycle that's happened to all of us in the last 7 years. And it was almost like, I would say probably 2015, 2016. Everything was kind of on track to where it was. And it's almost like you were instantly transported into a totally new set of rules in an alternate reality. And you've been trying to acclimate ever since then. yourself, all the energy that is around you that connects us all, but most importantly lights your path, is here for your safety, is here to protect you. You are now in a space and an awareness to know how to use these resources. Because when we're younger, we don't quite understand what's going on. We're relying on people around us to interpret the messages. And if they're not good at interpreting messages, but now you can interpret your own messages. Now you have the power to change whatever is coming up in your life. And so you have greatness that you're working on, that you're building, that you're growing. But at the same time, in order to be able to have that greatness, to work through that, because when you're building something important, that can be challenging too. Okay, that can be challenging too. Things can be boring, things can be frustrating, there can be setbacks. Sometimes you get a lot of kind of a work, so you have to do a lot of things at one time. So all of those things, they're coming up. But you had to be ready and you had to be prepared. You have to have a different mindset. And so the person that you used to be is in conversation with the person that you are now. And you have to make peace with that version of yourself and let them be in the past. And grow into this next version of yourself. You need peace. You can't do this greatness stuff if you are in a constant state of anxiety, if you're constantly worrying about the past and in these states of depression, if you're constantly worrying about the future in these states of anxiety. Now, I get it, it's not that simple, it's not that black and white. If you could push off feeling uncomfortable, turn it off, that would be easy. But that's a part of your path to figure out what you need to do to heal. But the clues are everywhere. That is how I healed myself. The clues were everywhere. From every healer I went to every doctor I went to every moment in my own solitude, to the connections to the people around me, to pursuing things that had nothing to do with my health but made me happy. The clues were everywhere. So that's where it is. If you want to relieve the anxiety, if you want to relieve the depression, if you want to heal the trauma, you have to be willing to work at getting yourself to where you need to be. You gotta be willing to play the game of healing, the game of life, the game of healing. Sometimes that means therapy. Sometimes that means changing your environment, the people around you. Sometimes that means seeking a new doctor, a different perspective. It always means having a collective and a team of people who are here to help you. Changing your mindset, not giving up when you hit a wall. Knowing that no matter what is going on health-wise, that there is still a fire inside of you that can make the decision that you are going to live out to your greatness, your potential, and all of that. And as long as that fire is still burning within you, you will get to your path. It's inevitable. I'm just telling you the way that I see it and the way that it happened to me. But feeling safe is important, so take some breaths. Expand, take up space. Because sometimes not taking up space can be a part of the issue, wanting to shrink down, wanting to not be seen, feeling like others know more than you do, or for some reason feeling like everyone else is normal and you for some reason just have this string of bad luck or something like that. No, let me tell you something, everybody feels that way. So that's probably more of the norm right there. So all you have to do is expand psychic, medium, being able to communicate with those who have passed on. But sight works both ways. Underneath the veil, sight is mediumship and clairvoyance. In front of the veil, where we live in our everyday life, sight is your visualization or your co-creation of life. It doesn't matter which one you have or which one you want to use. It is up to you to decide, and it's really cool because we all have the ability to have the visualization and the co-creation, and it's so powerful because with sight, with mediumship and clairvoyance, we're receiving messages and we're taking things as they are. But when we have the visualization, or we have the ability to see what is right in front and co-create, we have the power. It doesn't matter what we think the future will be, or what we're trying to receive a message of like, oh, what will the future be? Please tell me. It's not that. It's what do I want it to be? And ask the universe. We are all in a partnership with the universe, or whatever you connect to. We're all in a partnership. We're all in the best partnership. So if you ever been in toxic relationships, this might be a little bit hard concept to work through. But we're all in the best partnership. The universe says you can have anything, but you can't have everything. So you have to decide what is important to you. Tell me what you want. And many people don't know what they want. That's what gets people tripped up. They're trying to do everything because they don't know what they want. But you do know what you want. But sometimes there's a fear that going after what you want, you might lose out on something. Maybe the opportunity cost of something. Don't worry about that. Just know that if you are going to do whatever this thing is, rain or shine, when it's boring, when it's fun, then it's a part of your purpose. And it doesn't matter if anybody else agrees with you. Who cares? It's a part of your purpose. And that is why you are in this experience. To share with others, to bring light to us, so we can see that gift that you brought with you within this experience. So understand that you're on the right path. That everything you've experienced is normal. A lot of people experience difficult times and have to learn how to get to the other side. And even getting to the other side takes time. So you don't have to pressure yourself to be perfect. Just know you don't have to do it on your own. Always reach out for help. Always appreciate the support that's around you, and always change the support if it is not what you need. All of this is helping you, even on an esoteric level, connecting to your guides, your archangels, your ancestors, your Orisha, whatever it is that you connect to, all here to help and guide you. But you have to be open and connect, and that's trusting yourself, which we did. Having unconditional love for yourself. And you have to feel safe, because only when you feel safe will you actually be able to build a house. You know, if you didn't feel safe somewhere, you're like, I'm not going to build a house here, I'm going to keep moving. And if you've been in a constant state of movement your whole life, it feels like that, never feeling like any place is certain. But it's time to take roots. It's time to anchor down. It's time to feel safe. And this time, nothing outside of you creates safety. It is what's inside of you that creates safety. You're the commonality. You have to look no further around. Just look within yourself. You have the ability to root yourself whenever you need to, okay? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And work through it. Allow this to open up any messages that you need to receive to guide you on your path. Don't fall prey to the get there quick stance, or that one person can solve all your problems, or one part of the journey is the end all be all. It's a long journey. of safety? Or, I think more importantly, not I, do you feel safe? Do you see the power that is within you? Continue to breathe in and out. Continue to breathe in and out. Take your time. Take your time. And no judgment. No judgment. No judgment of anything. I don't know why I did that. Have fun. Have fun. I know you all have seen me for almost 700 videos. Or over 700 videos. Because the girl be working. But my personality is very serious. I have a very serious personality. And it took a lot of work to get this cheesy and this corny. It took a lot of work. And I work hard each and every day to get a little bit more cheesier, because life is not about worrying about things all the time. You got the obstacles, work through the obstacles, but enjoy. Be nice to your nervous system. Be nice to your body. And sometimes, I can say from my personal experience, I had to remove myself from the environment that reinforced the old behaviors. Family, friends, love, career. That's why I'm always talking about these things. There's been many a times where I had to be with myself in my own space because I needed to feel a way that I hadn't been taught, I hadn't been exposed to, but I believed I could have. We all have that ability. So to the best of your ability, find that space in your life for yourself. Find that space you can do it. So take a couple more breaths here. Relax into this. Smoothing over. So I'm going to smooth you over, okay? And I'm going to seal you with the sign of the infinity and say, if no one has said it, babies, love you. But who cares that I love you? The only thing that matters is that you love you, you know? It's not about the outside, it's about the inside. So love yourself each and every day a little bit more. I love myself, you know? I love myself a lot. I try to be very consistent in showing up with these healing sessions because of the amount of self-love I have. Because I felt like, wow, I had to do all this work. And I do know that a lot of people are doing this work. So let me show up and try to help in the way I can, because that's a part of holding myself accountable for what I feel like I have been put here to do. But baby, when I need to take a break, I will take a break quick, fast, and I already love you, but love me more, you know what I'm saying? So I encourage you to have the same type of feeling in life. You gotta love yourself enough to do what you need and take your time. Don't race through life. It's all about you want what you want. So not feeling bad for wanting what you want. Infusing yourself with confidence. That's a little clue for next month. And giving the energy to your dreams and your goals. So freeing yourself into actually liking what you like and even celebrating your uniqueness towards it. So if you're new to the community, welcome, 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 babies. This is your nightly self-care routine, a place where you heal, you work on yourself, you set this time aside to self-care. So welcome, welcome, welcome to all my new babies, and welcome, welcome back to all my returning babies. Mama loves you. Let's go ahead and get started, okay? We start our session off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer. It is just a prayer to root us in our individual healing and bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, to have your permission to say a prayer. Okay. Bringing hands to heart. Boom. Inhale, bringing that energy down. You ready? Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our higher self and validate information from our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe. Okay. Oh, inhaling and exhaling. Release. Okay. Now it's time to get in an energetic state where you feel comfortable being yourself. So in this space of energy, start to just feel in your body, in your physical body, and start to see how everything that you've experienced in life helped you get to this moment. That richness of your experience is what allows you the ability to share the perspective that you have in the way that you have it. Release any desire to want to fit in. Release any desire to want to just be kind of a carbon copy of somebody else or something else. Release all of that. Inhaling and exhaling. As you know, I'm a Reiki master teacher. I'm a teacher, so I teach others who are Reiki practitioners. And I guess that's a shout out because it's actually about to open up very soon, the Reiki master teacher cohort for 2022. But I'm actually not really talking about that. I'm talking about this. What I notice is that sometimes I'll have people, when they first meet me and we're working in this space, they think that I want to hear them say things the way that I say them, or to share the same type of outlook on life that I do. And I think that there are some commonalities we should all have. We're here to learn, we're here to grow, But the richness, of the experience that someone has as they come into the practice, there are other, modalities that really illuminate their path. That is what we need in the space. That is what brings a richness to teaching. And even though I'm a Reiki master teacher and I teach Reiki masters, I attune people who want to go in the path of Reiki, honestly, I'm teaching people how to be energy healing practitioners, because we start with Reiki, but we quickly grow and expand. And I always challenge everyone, Reiki is the beginning, but you have to be responsible for your continued education, your continued learning, your expanding on other modalities. But I see that people who want to be in a safe space, whether you want to be a practitioner or not, want to be in a safe space, and they have literally been brainwashed into believing that being in a safe space means everybody thinks alike, everybody talks alike, sometimes everybody looks alike, everybody has the same kind of ideology. And it has always been my goal, especially in esoteric, mysticals, and spiritual spaces, to create an inclusive community in which you have to decide what your belief in the divine is. If that is even your, cup of tea, you have to decide that. But we hold this space for you to have that choice to do so. And not a lot of people know that as you are going on this journey and you give yourself permission to love what you want to love, to be inspired by what you want to be inspired, that there will be, and there most definitely are already existing, and spaces that will be created that will be a safe space for you to be yourself. When I was at the beginning of my journey, baby, social media was just becoming a thing. Now I'm aging myself, but whatever. Social media was just becoming a thing. The spaces were much more local, and I definitely didn't see people who look like me. I surely didn't see people who came from the economic background that I came from, and I didn't really see people with the perspective that I had. Having a differing perspective, that's okay, but there was a lot of spaces in which everyone was being expected to look the same way, and everybody was being expected to act and think the same way. So if I'm already going into a space and I know, we don't look alike, or we don't come from, we come from different experiences, who cares? Let's just have a valuable experience. And I'm then met with, you need to look like this, and it's very microaggression-esque. It's very underneath the surface. You need to look this way. You need to. I remember, especially when I used to teach yoga. For those who didn't know, I had a yoga practice before I started to be a full-time energy healing practitioner, and I ended up creating a safe space that actually ended up being predominantly women of color, which I actually didn't expect that to be, where I had yoga classes that had moves that were more for beginners, or communicated a message that was more inclusive than what was being offered at the typical types ain't look like mine. So when people don't understand the accessibility of body types and how to actually correctly put somebody in a certain asana, a certain pose, you can put people in danger, or you can actually shame people into thinking that, for this example, yoga is not available to them. They have to look a certain way. They have to have this, and that. And then also, like, all of the other weird kind of culty things that I feel like really pop up in the United States surrounding appropriating culture and then making it new here. And so, with that being said, when I started on my Reiki journey, and this is really important for liking and wanting what you want, I was like, fuck all that shit. I'm about to make a space where everyone can be. If you believe in this, or if you are, curious of that, have a safe space, because people want to be in community, but you will have a hard time finding somebody who believes in everything the way that you believe in it. And if you do, y'all will eventually hit a path where you rightfully so disagree on something, and then y'all start to, it's so bad. No, communities can be created in spaces where everyone can coexist and work and be supportive and be centered around equity and social justice. There is so many, not to go on a tangent of a tangent, but there were so many times that I would be in spiritual spaces, and being a woman of color, being a gay woman, being a woman of a different marginal backgrounds, as well as to encompass and have privileged backgrounds as well, have people who weren't of those marginalized backgrounds sit and tell me, that I was creating my own problems, or kind of hinting like, oh, that problem doesn't exist. And now we know that that would be, especially, we can like name it now. We now know that, oh, that's somebody being misogynistic, or that's somebody being homophobic, or that's someone not understanding their white privilege and being in the U.S. society, or that's someone being classist, or that's someone like having these different narratives that go on. When I started, there was no space to call people. I mean, people could call people out, but it was not as accepted now. But now I'm saying that there is such an open space to be able to be like, hell no, I'm not doing that weird shit. I'm not just following somebody's rules. That when you have that, you understand, whoa, I can do whatever I want. Like, whatever's in your heart, the universe has now set up a time where you can actually go out there and get what you want. You can go out there and connect with people and heal with people and be in collective spaces with people without everybody having to mindlessly follow everybody else. It really is a beautiful time. I think so, in that space, in that perspective. And I have been talking about this for the past 2 years, when Saturn goes into Pisces. And we have this for those who have their Saturn return in Pisces, and for everybody else who's going to be experiencing the Saturn in Pisces. This will be a huge crisis of faith, because faith is the belief in something even when you can't see it. So if you ever heard somebody, I'll see it when, I'll believe it when I see it. But then we know in manifesting and light work, you have to, believe it before you can see it. So it's going to be a lot of Saturn. Saturn are the tough lessons in that kind of stuff. And what's going to happen is those communities that are the most inclusive, those communities that are the most open, those communities that are the most welcome, and say, come on, we're going to figure this out together, or we're going to hold a space where we're all individually figuring it out. Those are the spaces where people will be fed energetically. Okay, not told what to do and mindlessly go like a puppet. Saying all that to say, I know there was a lot to say. situation of where it happened to you, you've been a part of it, or you've seen it, where if enough people come together and lie on somebody else, like tell a lie about somebody else, for some reason that becomes reality. Even though those people know what they're doing is wrong, they feel like, oh, this is the right thing because the group is doing it. Because we so desperately want to be a part of a group and a collective. We can be a part of collective energy without all having to be one weapon to be used against those who are not in the group. So if you are one for the freedom of your internal, progress and pursuits of life, then you have to, it is very imperative of you to go out here and connect yourself with what your soul is telling you to do, and know that anything that shows up, any obstacle, can be overcome. Anything that is like, oh, I don't think it's gonna work out, you can figure it out. And the more that we have that understanding, that awareness, that access, the more that we can make anything happen. And again, I'm telling you, this is a beautiful time in the fact that people are no longer as susceptible to being brainwashed. Now, you can still get brainwashed, but they're less susceptible because they are seeing different messages showing up as well. So if somebody tries to tell you, oh, here it is, everything's perfect, the grass is always green, you'll find somebody else who was in that same situation like, this what I thought, it ain't work out. So if you choose to go in there, you're like, you kind of understand what to expect, versus you can also say, I don't want to be in it, or I'm going to do this for a little bit. Saying all that to say that as you go on your soul's journey, on your soul's mission, and you want to be in collective and people, and you are doing things that will ultimately help others, trust and have faith in your path. Trust and have faith in the energy. There is nothing to be afraid about. There's nothing to be scared about. There's nothing to be sad about. Setbacks happen. That's life. That's regular. But you don't have to be afraid about it. You don't have to be sad about it, fearful about it. You just have to get through it. You just have to get to the other side. And you will. The only way you won't get to the other side is if you stop. Literally, if you stop. But if you keep going, even if you go slow, you will get to the other side. And do not believe anyone who tells you you're not going to be able to make it to the other side unless you're with them or with their group or something like that. Baby, you can get to the other side. A little bit more of a tangent on a tangent is, in the esoteric world, there's certain practices, certain traditions, whether it is modern modalities or more traditional indigenous modalities that are found all around the world. And there are certain practices, for example, like curse removal or things like that, in different lineages, different practices, both modern and older, where there's a belief that you can't release yourself from that, that bind. You need to get a practitioner, and that's true. You can go and get a practitioner to release you from that, but you actually can. You as an individual can. The way that you release yourself from any bind like that, it is a breaking of habits and a new creation of a personality. And people who are kind of stuck in that karmic cycle right there, they are so engulfed by everything following that, we'll say, curse, following that curse on them, that their environment, their people around, everything is following that path, that they don't think that they can get out of it. But the reality is, if you change your environment, you change your people, you change your mentality, you change everything, you can release yourself from that. But that means you may not be able to talk to your family, and some will make it with you, some will not make it with you. They're gonna have to stay where they're at. You may not talk to the same friends, some will make it with you, or come in the same path as you, some will not. You may not have to have the same job. It doesn't mean you're gonna be out here without a job, but you may not have the same job. Oftentimes you'll have to let that go in order to get something better. You may not live in the same place. You may not have the same mentality, the things that make you feel familiar. Because sometimes things that are nostalgic, show up for yourself and switch your energy, because you never know what is in your reach, okay? Until or you don't know what is in or out of your reach until you show up and figure it out. And also, it is okay to fail. You know, it is okay not to reach the goal. It is okay that you put your everything into it, because I guarantee 100%, if you put a goal out there and you put all your effort into it, brightest